Okay, so just getting set up for a quick live on here. And for those, I know my nails are terrible, but I gotta get some time to get that in. But for those who are have been following me for a while, y'all know what I do. It's watercolor, and every week on YouTube I put out a new video, and today's video is on how to use the Princeton Petals brush to create a simplistic looking bookmark like so, using this technique that I love, where you get two colors on your leaf to look like this. But that's not what we're doing. We're doing similar, except we're going to be using metallics. And so we've got these metallics by KMS, my absolute favorite. I've been using KMS in a lot of my videos on here, and many of y'all have been asking, oh, who is it? This is KMS, and this is the video on YouTube that we did last week, and I enhanced it by adding some gorgeous metallic on here by KMS, and this was a live on Instagram. So anyways, let's move on. I am going to be getting some water. We're using my Princeton Petals brush, and we'll use, because I love how these browns and this dark, I think this is umber, if I'm not mistaken, look, and we're going to get bronze happening. And I think it'll be a gorgeous, stunning show of metallics in here. So let me just get more water in here. The key is to have enough water set up and ready to go, or color. And then this way your brush is never thirsty or dry. So again, using the Princeton Petals, which is like this interesting looking triangular brush. It's got a great fine point. We're going to do the same thing, but overlapping on top of these beautiful leaves. So here we go. I'm going to start off with doing a couple over here. So starting with a nice fine pointed tip, we're doing the stem, and then using the fine pointed tip and pressing down and trailing towards the stem. Now I'm a little bit off, so I'm just going to paint that in, because why not? And we've got our first leaf. This is what that looks like. So as you can see, so we're gonna, so the point is to create a couple of these around here just to get that nice effect similar to this. Okay, so let's go. So I've done one there. I'm definitely going to be doing another one overlapping here. And so pressing down and trailing down. These colors are so pretty and always my go-to. I know there's tons of companies that do metallics. All right, let's do one more coming out here. And I'm gonna have this this leaf starting from the top, pressing down, dragging and trailing off. You got that nice, gorgeous leaf. So now we've got 3 metallics. And let's continue creating. Now, the key when you have something like this is to try and control the shapes or the sizing of your leaves. So you get some small ones, you get some large ones. It creates a lot of contrast in your artwork, and then it also does a great balancing. It gives your artwork some, or your composition, some great balancing as well. So I tried to do one that's slightly curved. And then I'll do another tiny one that's kind of just like that. Getting more color. Now these are my tallest happening at the top, and I don't want to interfere with that. However, I am going to create one that kind of just goes out this way, like a nice little dainty leaf. Another one down here. And now we've got, look at that metallic. So we've got quite a bit at the top, and I don't want to make this super heavy, so I'm going to have some happen at the bottom as well. And without knocking my phone or the camera, here we go. So I'm going to do some off to the side here. And let me just move my camera down so you can see from a better angle. Here we go. So I'm going to start with doing a stem this way. Like this fine pointed tip on this brush is perfect for thicks and thins. So look how thin that line is. And now I'm going to do my first leaf. Pressing down and then trailing off. So you start off with your tip to give you that nice fine pointed tip to your leaf, and then you press down to get the nice coverage, so the thicker middle portion of your leaf, and then you trail off to have it meet your stem, and then you're done there. I'm going to get a couple more of these happening. Let's do one kind of overlapping on these guys over here. And that's the beauty about watercolor. Even though you think it's really translucent, well, which it is, you can do a lot of overlapping and get some beautiful results. And when you're using something like a metallic watercolor, yes, these are metallic watercolors, that effect is enhanced even more because now you've got plain looking colors and then you've got the shine in them as well. Right? So there we go. So I've got some here, I've got some happening at the top, and I'm going to get a little bit happening on this side too. Because while we're not looking for symmetry, it's nice to sort of have some sort of harmony by making sure you've got bits of this showing up in different areas. So let's do one starting from here. Pressing down, trailing off. Super simple. Takes a little bit of getting used to because, like anything else, it's a very different sort of brush. So it's all about brush control and making sure you're literally hovering over the sheet and then pressing down, trailing off. You see that? I promise you by your third or fourth try, you should get this. I kind of let that one trail off a little bit. But the idea is to add a little bit of pizzazz and glitter to your artwork. Okay. Now it's time to just sort of take a look and see if there's any other areas that could use a little bit of this. Oh, Gabrielle, what kind of brush is that? This is the Princeton Petals brush, and it's a number 6. It's, I believe some of the other companies call this the triangular brush because it has a nice fine pointed tip and it's triangular in shape really, so yeah. Okay, so like I mentioned, let's do one more. There we go. There's that one. Took me a couple of tries over here to get that shape, and sometimes that'll happen and that's totally okay. Just go with the flow and go with your creative judgment. Okay. All right. So we're going to introduce one more thing to this composition, and this is a favorite of a lot of people, and I hope you guys will enjoy this too. So we're going to do a splatter. No, it's not like the cat's tongue brush. The cat's tongue brush is more the oval brush, and that's like this, right? In Princeton, it's called the oval brush. This is not the dagger either. Wait, or maybe it is. No, the dagger is completely different. I think this is just called a triangular brush with other companies or other brands. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, these are the shapes. These are the fancy shape brushes that you can get some really great organic shapes with, like the oval brush, the Petals brush, and then I think the angular shader is also a very underused brush. I think it's fabulous for loose florals once you get to using it, and really using it not just in the basic way where you're just using the full width, but you're using it sideways to press down and trail off, all those sorts of things. Rachel, I hope you enjoy the Petals brush. It is great. Okay, so I'm going to use my number 4 round. So it's just a regular round. And let's lift this up a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a splatter. You're welcome, Rachel. And the splatter is super easy to do. I'm going to use my round number 4. We're going to mix a little bit of the bronze that I've been using. Oh, and Rachel, if you want to know more about how to use some of these brushes, you can check out my YouTube channel because I've got tons of video tutorials on there. So if you like flowers, you like watercolor, go check it out. Okay, so I think this is good enough. I'm going to add more water because I really want it to be enough so that once I'm done doing my splatter, I can get more and do more. Okay. So here we go. The best way to do a splatter is point it in the direction that you want the splatter to go. Use another brush to tap down, and that's how the splatter falls down, okay? So let me do it this way so you can sort of see better. Okay. There we go. So I want some nice little splatter at the top. And then I definitely want some around this area. I'm going to lift this up a bit. Get more color on my brush. And really go to town on tapping to get this beautiful splatter here. Now, if you want different variations of color, so I'm getting some water on my brush, and this will just give me a splatter, but of a lighter tonal or lighter hue rather, and thicker because I've got more water on there. So I'm kind of just going along. I'm going to move this up so you can see what that looks like. Almost done. So when you have less water on your brush and you do a splatter, you get tiny circles. When you are drenched or your brush is nice and full of water, you get bigger circles in your splatters. So there's a lot you can do to sort of control this freestyle move to your painting. It's also like adding polka dots, and polka dots are awesome in any sort of design. So there we go. Now I'm going to allow this to dry and I will post on it soon enough, but this is what this looks like. Yeah, it really does add so much, especially for a loose style of painting. I did the splatter on this one here too. So it almost kind of looks like birds or some sort of detail in the air. But it's, again, this is a loose style of painting. It's not really realistic. It's for fun and has some great therapeutic values to it. Very calming. So that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And feel free to check out the YouTube channel for the tutorial on how to get these beautiful two-toned leaves And again, the whole point is to find fancy ways, or easy ways rather, easy creative ways to use your Princeton Petals brush. And then last week's video, we learned how to do these pines as well. So go check it out if you like to paint.